In the previous video, you learned how you are being led down the garden path by the supplements industry with regard to the omega-3 fish oil supplement products. If you've seen that video, what are your views on that? Omega-3 supplements and weight loss are big business, with the omega-3 supplement industry reportedly worth $40 billion a year, the biggest supplement market in the world. The question was then asked if you are getting value for your money when you supplement your daily diet in terms of 1. Helping you to lose weight and 2. Improving your health, or are you being blatantly misled? And then followed an explanation of the following. A. The roles of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. B. 3 key issues to consider when it comes to omega-3 supplements. C. That they are not weight loss supplements, and D. The difference between oily fish and fish oil. In this video, we now highlight how and why polyphenols are key to the effectiveness of omega-3 and fish oil supplements. Before you find out that information, to get an ongoing collection of news, reports, resources and courses on various other health and wellness issues, please click the subscribe button in the bottom right of the video screen, then click the grey bell icon so you don't miss out on future videos. And then please leave a comment or ask a question below this video. It's so very easy to do. Plus, watch this video to the very end where you'll gain access to a special report that will force yourself to ask some very personal questions. So, now on to number 3. The difference is the polyphenols. Contrary to popular belief, fish do not make or produce omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids are obtained from the marine algae that the fish eat. And within that marine algae, such as types of seaweed, are the natural antioxidants called polyphenols. This is great news if you're a vegan or vegetarian, because you can get your daily dose of omega-3 fatty acid intake from omega-3 marine algae supplements, as well as from marine algae products such as certain types of seaweed. So, when you eat oily fish, you consume the omega-3 fatty acids and polyphenols. Note, the omega-3 fatty acids and polyphenols go together, just like Laurel and Hardy and Simon and Garfunkel. The other good news is that polyphenols are also found in abundance amongst fruits such as blackcurrants, strawberries, blackberries, cherries and unripened olives. When you take a fish oil supplement, the likelihood is that you don't get the polyphenols included. The fish oil on its own is ineffective and oxidizes quickly, giving off a strong fishy smell and loses its effectiveness or potency. This now brings us on to the 2 misleading elements of the fish oil supplement industry and the medical health profession that you should be aware of to ensure you take full responsibility for your diet and overall health, as follows. When fish oil is extracted from the fish, the oil is then filtered and processed to remove the toxic elements and heavy metals to ensure the oil is pure and clean. All good so far. However, during that process, the vital polyphenols, that is the antioxidants that are crucial to protect the omega-3 fatty acids from oxidizing, are also removed. The supplement companies then have a choice. Do they replace the polyphenols with a like-for-like antioxidant, or do they not do anything at all? Here's what most companies do. A. They add in vitamin E. Unfortunately, vitamin E is not a like-for-like replacement because when the supplement is ingested, the omega-3 fatty acids take about 24 to 48 hours to reach your cell membranes and cells. The vitamin E wears off after about 6 hours or so, so as your omega-3 fish oil makes its way through your body, it's attacked by the free radicals. These are atoms that attack the omega-3 fatty acids, so that when the omega-3s do get to your cell membranes and cells, the omega-3 fatty acids are, at best, impotent. Hence the reason why a proper polyphenol replacement is required, such as that extracted from unripened olives. The reason is because the polyphenols chaperone the omega-3 fatty acids through the body, protecting it from attacks by the free radicals, which also contribute to illnesses and aging. Just think of bandits and highwaymen trying to attack a stagecoach in the good old days, being protected and fought off by well-equipped sheriffs. The vitamin E is therefore acting as nothing more than a preservative to keep the omega-3 fish oil fresh on the shop and warehouse shelves. And in case you're wondering if vitamin E helps with weight loss, the simple answer is no. So that is one underhand trick you need to be aware of. Here's the second part to the illusion you, the unsuspecting consumer, is subjected to. There are 8 types of vitamin E split into 2 groups of 4. These 2 groups are called tocopherols and tocotrienols and are chemical fat-soluble compounds. These are also sometimes shown as the antioxidant when you read the ingredients on the bottle or packaging of your omega-3 fish oil or gel capsules product. Let's face it, how many people would know what these 2 terms mean when they see them shown on the packaging and labels? The other underhand practice is B. They don't add in any like-for-like antioxidant polyphenols at all, and they don't even add in vitamin E. What you often see is a type of flavouring, such as lemon, added to mask the fishy smell that becomes more prevalent as time goes on. The reason for this is that as soon as the product is opened and subjected to the air outside, the fish oil starts to oxidise straight away. You often see this marketing trick where the product is advertised as higher quality omega-3 fish oil. It may be higher quality, but if it's not blended with the right antioxidant polyphenols, then the product is, at best, inferior. And fish oil that goes off and becomes rancid is dangerous to consume. So, if you're someone who takes omega-3 fish oil supplements, and some people buy them religiously, week after week, month after month, how much money do you think you've spent and wasted thinking that you're getting a product that does what it says on the tin? Now, I can hear many people say that they've experienced benefits from their omega-3 fish oil product, and if you are taking one of the few products on the market that do have the right blend of omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidant polyphenols, then you will do. But for many others, is it the placebo effect that makes you think you are feeling some form of benefit? Well, there's only one way to find out for certain if the omega-3 fish oil supplement and the oily fish, if any, that you consume do work, and that's by taking a simple blood test that measures your cellular health balance, that is, your omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acid ratio. Now, this leads on to another argument often put forward by people that when they go for blood tests, the omega-6 to omega-3 imbalance is never highlighted, as their doctor tested their blood for vitamin B12 deficiency or diabetes or whatever. That's fair enough, but those blood tests are testing for symptoms to confirm or otherwise a mineral or vitamin deficiency or the onset of diabetes or for any other ailment, illness or disease you may have. Your cellular health, that is the omega-6 to omega-3 blood test, measures the root cause of your problem. In other words, do you have too many omega-6s compared to omega-3s in your body's cell membranes? By only addressing the symptoms, the medical profession provide the medication to suppress those symptoms, but they don't necessarily completely eradicate your health issues. If anything, such medication adds to your health problems, because all medicines have side effects. And that doesn't necessarily help you lose weight either, and if it does, it's usually at a cost to your overall health. So, between the food industry, the supplement industry, and the medical profession, you don't stand much of a chance, if any, of living a full, healthy life to a ripe old age. Not convinced? Consider this then. The average life expectancy age of Americans is now falling, and the same trend is now following in the UK, with concerns about Northern Europe. Summing up then, to answer the question of whether you're getting value from your omega-3 supplements in terms of losing weight and improving your health depends on whether you take omega-3 fatty acids with the right polyphenols as follows. 1. They can benefit your weight loss efforts because they help suppress your hunger pangs, and if you change your eating habits to substantially reduce food full of omega-6 fatty acids. 2. You eat oily fish and increase your fruit and vegetable intake. And 3. You exercise. And by getting your cellular health back into balance, you help reduce chronic inflammation in your body, which reduces and minimises the risk of being struck down with chronic illnesses and diseases, such as the likes of 1. Type 2 diabetes. 2. Heart disease and other cardiovascular issues. 3. Brain and mental health diseases and issues. 4. Respiratory problems such as asthma. 5. Skin problems such as psoriasis and eczema. 6. Irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, and much more. So, what's your cellular health, that is, your omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acid ratio? To find out, click on the URL link in the description box below this video. Complete the short questionnaire and then hit the start button. Then click on the URL link in the description box below again to access your special report entitled Sugar Addiction: The Shocking Findings of a Processed Poison. And now, here's the boring but very essential bit. Kindly note, the content of this video does not constitute medical advice in any shape or form and has been created for passive informational purposes only. End of boring but very essential bit. Many thanks for watching this video. In the meantime, and until the next video is released, bye for now.